Flaherty follow-up, episode 18. I have Lani Adams from Real Brokerage today, and this one's going to be fun because everyone I've had so far, I have known, I have invited, there was some connection, and Lani was honestly a social media reach out on Threads and said, hey, we're doing this podcast. Are you interested? And she said yes. So I actually don't know her other than 5 minutes ago when we met.
But doesn't it feel like we've known each other for a long time? Because I certainly feel that way.
It does. It does.
Well, hi, I'm Lani.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome.
This is so exciting. I think it's more exciting because social media is literally taken off. Mm-hmm. And I think that us in the business understand that. Mm-hmm. And so there really is a power of connection. There's a power of networking and collaboration that has happened. And it's just kind of taken a whole world of its own, quite honestly. So this is exciting to be a part of.
Yeah, no, video is where we are. It's where we're going.
Yep. And if you're not with it, then
you miss the boat.
That's it.
But
that's
you can
it.
Jump on
I'm glad you said that.
Anytime. Because
yes.
The boat's just
with the Flaherty follow-up. Or maybe the Lani Adams.
I love it.
Whatever.
Well, and whatever the inspiration is. I mean, that. I think for me, that was the goal of this: is to just. This is not hard, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is easy, and it's a conversation, and so anyway.
So how long have you been in the business?
So I have been in the business 18 years. I got my license in 2006.
And a native Arizonian?
Yes.
Wow.
Third generation. Yes. Grandma was born in Yuma. I had a parent born in Tucson, and my dad was born in Phoenix, went to Arcadia High School. So.
Wow. So I've actually had the opposite story. Okay. So I'm from Boston originally, and then moved to New York, lived in Paris, and then moved to Texas.
Okay.
And started my real estate business in Texas.
Okay.
And 2 years ago, we moved out here in Arizona. So I've only been out here for 2 years.
Okay.
And so I think the biggest challenge is, meeting people when you're new. Luckily, I've got 2 baby girls, so that helped kind of bridge the gap for to meet people.
Kids are great.
Kids are phenomenal. Yes. They are great connectors,
yes.
and they actually help a lot with that for sure.
Yeah.
So that's the opposite story. But I am curious when you started the Flaherty follow-up and how's that going?
Yeah, so it was recent. It was, I'll be honest, the brainchild of my social media manager, the lovely Hannah.
Good on you.
Pushing me out of comfort zones.
Yeah, that's great.
But I think too, it's always meant. I love connecting. I mean, relationships for me are why I'm in this business, and so I think being able to showcase that and also push people outside their comfort zones.
Sure.
Is what a friend does, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that's kind of how it started, and it was like, well, it's going to elevate everybody's business, right? So everybody can learn about each other and how they fit in.
I love it. I love it. The power of connection.
Yes,
it's huge. Yeah,
yes.
That's so exciting.
So,
good for you.
Being here for 2 years, what are some of your challenges? Some of your wins, Arizona?
Well, first of all, I love the weather. And yes, we had a very long, dry, hot summer.
The eternal summer.
It was the eternal summer. Yeah, you're right. It was. But you know what? It beats negative 30 degree cold in winter months of Boston. So you know what? I'll take the heat. My husband golfs in it like it's nobody's business. So I mean, so far so good. We've loved being here. We live in Desert Ridge.
Okay.
We bought a new build last year in Talon, so that's exciting.
Okay.
And Desert Ridge is a phenomenal community. The marketplace, a lot of young families.
Yes.
We've playgrounds and parks and restaurants. We've been able to meet a lot of great people, and that community is fantastic. So I love being in Desert Ridge. Real estate wise, I shifted gears. So I've been with Coldwell Banker for 8 years. Like I said, started off in Texas.
Okay.
And about 6 weeks or so ago, moved over to Real Broker.
Okay.
And what a whirlwind. When you are so used to a traditional brick and mortar, going from that to a cloud-based business is literally a 180.
Okay.
I mean, it's
so maybe share a little bit if people are because Real is big right now.
It
I know
is.
a lot of agents moving there,
Yeah.
and who just rave about it.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. It makes me feel a little bit better. Made the right decision. No. Yeah, I think, I think when we're moving into a new era of real estate, we have to think about the future of this business and where it's headed. And I think technology plays an integral part in that. And being that it's cloud-based, you don't have to worry about office fees that a lot of people have to pay month over month. And I think I hate to go back to the COVID thing, but I think that actually changed the game for a lot of brokerages because no one was going to the office anymore. And so this was, it just made sense. I was paying for an office fee in Texas and in Arizona. I was dual licensed. I am still dual licensed. And so it was like, why am I paying all this a month over month of office fee when I'm not even there?
Yeah.
And I hadn't been there for 6 or 7 months. So that was a big thing. And then just seeing kind of the evolution of technology in the digital marketing space and seeing the collaborations and the influence on Instagram and other platforms. Instagram is kind of my playground, if you will. And so it's a connection and it's super collaborative. And so I think that was the other big win for Real Broker is that they are one network, one culture, and it's super, super collaborative. So you don't have to recreate the wheel per se. You can kind of, play off of someone else's wins and kind of make them your own, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, those things. What else am I missing with Real? What am I missing, Erin? Is there anything else with Real that I'm missing?
Well, that's awesome.
I think it's the
no,
new age.
and I think you find your niche, and I think when you know, like with your brokerage, So I think that's awesome.
For sure. And I think and nothing. Just I love Coldwell Banker. Like I said, I was with them for 8 years, and they were my only brokerage, and they've been fantastic. And I think the training that they offer is second to none. And as a newer agent, it was helpful.
Exactly, you're at different places in your career.
That's
and
it.
I think you
That's
need
exactly
different
it.
things at different times. So
I
think most people, even on their journey, would say it wasn't bad or it was different or I needed this at that time
different.
or that.
Yeah, it's different for sure.
So, okay, so let's talk kind of agent to agent.
Yeah.
Like, is there one thing that you love, like when an agent does on the other side? And then is there one maybe?
Yes, communication. Communication is literally the biggest thing.
Yes.
I mean, just a simple text. It takes 2 seconds to just send a text saying, yes, just acknowledging the fact that you received a text, I think is important. I'm a over communicator, so I might be borderline annoying, but at least you know where I stand on everything. And so I think that it paves the way for a great experience, agent to agent. Yeah. Would you agree?
100%.
Yeah. I mean, there are some agents, unfortunately, that just go MIA and you're what is going on? And so then of course you're like, well, I understand where most consumers are coming from because that's the biggest complaint with real estate agents just in general is the fact that, they don't hear from them.
No, I mean, every week I do customer service calls. So regardless if there's something new to tell you or not, you're going to hear from me.
Yeah.
And
love that.
It might just be, hey, I got no news, but how was your weekend?
Right.
Or whatever it is. So
Same.
No,
it's important. Touch points are huge.
And especially right now, with kind of these new laws we're dealing with, I think, you have to pick up the phone. And yes, a text when it's appropriate, but also there's things that you have to talk about.
Absolutely.
That is a phone conversation and not a text or an email.
Agreed.
So,
Agreed.
If we need to say, hey, tell me a time via text that we can connect, totally get that.
Yeah.
But,
same.
Yeah. Okay, so that was the
okay.
positive.
So we're on the same
page.
The
negative. Yeah. What's something that you're like, cringy?
Cringy. That's a good question.
How about I don't know, staged versus unstaged, or maybe do you prefer?
Stage all the way. A staging 1000%. Actually, thank you for bringing that up because I went on the Pinnacle Peak. I think it was Pinnacle Peak or maybe Paradise Valley Luxury Tour, and you're walking into a $5 million house without staging. That is just a massive. I hate to say red flag, but it just is. If it had staging on it, you spent, $50,000 on staging, it would have sold like this. And so the house, unfortunately, is still sitting. And so little things like that, I think, make a tremendous difference in the sale of a house. Yeah. And I think it's important for agents to propose that in an offer if they are a listing agent and they're listing that. I think that's important to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now it just
Yeah.
gives people a sense of space, I
Yeah.
think. And, you know,
Well, it's tough for people to conceptualize spaces just in general. So I think having that staging is important for sure for folks to conceptualize. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if there's one thing we can kind of take from this, like, quick meeting, not knowing each other but feeling very connected, and what are you going to do with it?
And we're from different brokerages.
Yeah.
So I am going to post it on all of my social media platforms: Instagram handle Lani Adams Realtor, and Lani Adams Realtor on YouTube.
Yeah.
And then I want to share it to my audience. And I really want other agents to understand that you can be collaborative from other agents in different brokerages, that it doesn't have to be so cult-ish, if you will. Like, I think it's really cool that we're doing this, honestly. And I may have had like a bit of a stigma with Russ Lyon Sotheby's agents, just throwing that out there. And we kind of dabbled a little bit in that prior to going live here. But I think we're past that. And I think you are breaking the boundary to that in a great way. So thank you.
Yeah, amazing. Well, thanks for being here.
Yeah,
and,
thanks for having me.
Go give, right? That's
yes,
the
that's
the
it.
go-giver mentality.
For
so,
sure.
like,
For
take
sure.
this experience and give it in a different way to someone else.
Yeah,
So,
I love it. I will.
awesome.
I love that.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.